Hey, good morning, everyone. We have a couple of new people on the screen this morning, so a special welcome, Wilhelmina and Ian. Thank you for being here. Oh, so the way this works is that we do just brief introductions of our name, where we are in the world, um, a word or an image that could just simply describe how you're feeling this morning in this moment. And then we will go into basically what happens here is listening and speaking from our hearts. And because this session on Tuesdays is specifically about loss and grief and loosening, as this lovely phrase of loss, losing, and loosening of Eric Pochet's that I so appreciate always. Um, and so the poems that I pick for Tuesdays will reflect some of that, and we just respond from our hearts to the poems that are read, and then we do some writing and we read to each other. And again, this is all about just responding from our hearts to each other. We're not analyzing anything here. And for many people on the screen, this has become quite a regular practice for many months now. So I'm so appreciative of that with all of us. So, again, as always, just kind of holding space, imagining that we are in a room together around a table, drinking our tea. Gail, do you have a word for today?
My word for today is connection. So I'm very connected to folks.
Thank you. My word for today, or words, are starting again. Um, Something really shifted in me this year around the Jewish New Year, and I kind of did my own cleansing ritual of diving into the ocean on Sunday, and that really helped me.
Mm.
So I'm assuming you all got the poems that Gail sent that I sent out for this week. I'm actually going to start with this poem that, of course, now on these days, once again, where we are all challenged with the air and breathing. This poem called Breathe We. It's sort of a challenging poem to read, but when I read the words of this Juan Felipe Herrera, who wrote this poem, it just really sat with me around again all the larger griefs of the world that we are all breathing in right now. So this poem is called Breathe We. Breathe for George Floyd, for George Floyd. Breathe for George Floyd. We breathe for compassion. We do not know what that is. We, another black man, holy. We, gone now. George Floyd. We, Ahmaud, running street endless. We, America, scream and love. We do not know what love is. We breathe. George Floyd, flames. We, next to you, on asphalt choke. We knee, America, awe. Breathe for George Floyd. We breathe for compassion. We do not know what that is. We, another black man, holy. We gone now, George Floyd. We, Ahmad, running street endless. We, America, scream and love. We do not know what love is. We breathe. George Floyd flames. We next to you on asphalt choke. We knee America. Ah. Is there a phrase, a sentiment, a word that jumps out at you from this poem?
We breathe for compassion.
We, we America scream and love.
Another black man holy.
We breathe. George Floyd flames.
We do not know what love is.
Compassion. We do not know what that is.
Running street endless.
So let's use the prompt breathe for. Breathe for. But as always, if there's a phrase or a line in this poem that resonates with you that you want to use as your prompt, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, we can use breathe for. And we will start with a 4-minute write. And go ahead and mute yourselves while you're writing. Is there someone who would like to start the reading? As always, you all amaze me so much. I just, oh my goodness. All right, I'm going to switch gears a little bit. The other two poems I chose for today are both sort of written as letters. One from someone who has died, supposedly, to their son, and the other for someone who has died. So this poem by David Whyte is called Farewell Letter. She wrote me a letter after her death, and I remember a kind of happy light falling on the envelope as I sat by the rose tree on her old bench at the back door, so surprised by its arrival, wondering what she would say, looking up before I could open it and laughing to myself in silent expectation. Dear son, it is time for me to leave you. I am afraid that the words you are used to hearing are no longer mine to give. They are gone and mingled back in the world where it is no longer in my power to be their first original author, nor their last loving bearer. You can hear motherly words of affection now, only from your own mouth, and only when you speak them to those who stand motherless before you. As for me, I must forsake adulthood and be bound gladly to a new childhood. You must understand this apprenticeship demands of me an elemental innocence from everything I ever held in my hand. I know your generous soul is well able to let me go. You will in the end be happy to know my God was true, and I find myself, after loving you all so long, in the wide, infinite mercy of being mothered myself. P.S. All of your intuitions were true. What speaks to you from this farewell letter?
An elemental innocence from everything I ever held in my hands.
I know you're generous
Well able.
to let me go.
Wait, say that again, Susan.
Know your generous soul is well able to let me go.
And Eric, what were you saying?
And I was going to say, well able to let me go.
I must forsake adulthood and be bound gladly to a new childhood.
The wide infinite mercy of being mothered myself.
You can hear motherly words of affection now, only from your own mouth.
I remember a kind of happy light.
Speak them to those who stand motherless before you. So I don't usually do it this way, but I'm actually going to read the third poem before we write. So this is a poem written by Mary Oliver after the death of her partner. After her death. I am trying to find the lesson for tomorrow. Matthew something. Which lectionary? I have not forgotten the way, but a little the way to the way. The trees keep whispering, peace, peace. And the birds in the shallows are full of the bodies of small fish and are content. They open their wings so easily and fly. It is still possible. I open the book which the strange, difficult, beautiful church has given me, to Matthew, anywhere. I am trying to find the lesson for tomorrow.
The trees keep whispering, peace, peace.
It is still possible.
Strange, difficult, beautiful church.
Yeah.
Matthew something.
So I'm going to suggest as our prompt that we write something to someone that we might want them to read after we are gone. Kathleen, don't fall over. And if that's really too hard, you could write in the voice of someone who has passed to you, which might be equally hard. And if you need it to be in the form of a letter as opposed to a poem, but actually I think all of our poems and letters are the same these days. So just allow it to come through you as always. And we'll do a 4-minute write.
Redwing, did you say the second one was write a letter from someone who has passed?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ha.
Either from someone who has passed to you or to someone after you've passed. Is there someone willing to read? All right, I'll read you mine quickly. It has only been 7 days, I know, but what I always wanted you to know was this. Love was all that matters. Love is all that matters. My passion for poetry, for song and dancing naked under the full moon when I was young and fearless, that too was love. When I marched in the streets, when I pulled up my roots on eastern shores and transplanted them in California soil, that was love. You will hear me, feel me, perhaps see me on rare occasion. I will be smiling, my arms outstretched, always in love with you.
Oh, that's pretty. Lovely. Would you mind reading again?
It has only been 7 days, I know. But what I always wanted you to know was this. Love was all that matters. Love is all that matters. My passion for poetry and song and dancing naked under the full moon when I was young and fearless, that too was love. When I marched in the streets, when I pulled up my roots on eastern shores and transplanted them in California soil, that was love. You will hear me, feel me, perhaps see me on rare occasion. I will be smiling, my arms outstretched, always in love with you. Thank you all for all of the love and all of the feeling that you bring to this strange circle square on a screen. It just continues to inspire me, comfort me. Please keep sending the poems that you write. As some of you have seen, Gail has created this most incredible book of our poems from spring and summer. Just keep sending them because ideally we will do some kind of printing seasonally. As I said to Gail, I had no expectation of it being this incredible piece of art on top of all of the poems. So you will all see it soon. And thank you, thank you, thank you. May those of you in scary places breathe easily for these, and may the fires really stop.